ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it.
How about it, you creep, you lunatic?
Good morning, Raider Nation. How are you doing on this early morning, Wednesday? You know what I mean? It's good to see you guys up in here, man. For real. Let me go ahead and check all my people out, man. That's right. Thank you for pulling up on your guy. For real. Man, hey, mini camp or the mandatory mini camp has started yesterday. It started yesterday. Let me shout out all my people out here, man, for real. Shout out to Digital Press, man. Hey, Digital Press, thank you for pulling up. Dominique 5, thank you, man. Thank you for real. Egotarian, thank you. Man, we got a lot of people this morning. This is good shit. Eugene Powell, thank you for pulling up. We got Raiders 78. Hey, thank you for pulling up, for real. Fear the Nation, as usual, man. It's always a pleasure. Then we got Navy Vet 44, my guy. Thank you so much for coming. James Walker, thank you for pulling up. Raider Nation, baby. Best Raider Nation podcast. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. That's my boy right there, man. That's my brother from another mother. Van City Raider. Man, thank you for pulling up, my guy. Holly Tanner, is always a pleasure to see you. For real. Thank you for pulling up. Who else we got in here, man? Yes, indeed. We got the family up in here, man. It's Raider Nation family. You know what I mean? People ain't understanding, man, how we do this. 24 Graphics, my guy. Thank you for pulling up. For real. Thank each and every one of you guys, man. As you already know, mandatory minicamp has started. And there was a press conference. So what we're going to do today, we're going to go ahead and listen to, I want to listen to Derek Carr, hear how he breaks down the team with the new regime, new players and so forth. What is his perception of this team, and what does he, look forward to getting out of this team? So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to shut my ass up again. You know what I mean? But we're going to check out Mr. Derek Carr, and we're going to see what he had to say yesterday. You know what I mean? Dealing with this brand new regime system, new parts to this fine oiled machine. It's going down, you guys. You already know I got this good feeling that things are really going to be looking up our way. And man, it is always something welcome that we wanted to have a successful franchise that can be a contender for the Super Bowl year in and year out. So without further delay, let's go ahead and check Mr. Number 4, Derek Carr out.
You're getting to know him now in a football sense. You guys talking football, going through football. Are you starting to see why people talk about him like that?
Yeah, absolutely. And their system is,
now he's talking about McDaniels.
Our system is different than anything I've been in before. But you see, once you're in it, you're like, wow, I see why it was so
Thank you, everybody, for pulling up, for real.
Like anything else, once you get
Robert Pena, my guy, man. Good morning to you.
And
yes,
indeed. Josh has a great track record of success, and
get your orange juice in your coffee. We doing this shit this morning, y'all.
It's exciting to be.
Oh man,
he's very demanding, but he's also really fun to be around. Our meetings are great.
I like to.
Since the first phone call, told me.
Listen.
Been very honest. He's been very open, and I appreciate that as a player.
This isn't your first rodeo in terms of learning a new offense.
I think Carr McDaniels is going to hit it off. That might be one of the best. I'm gonna say it. This might be one of the best head coach and quarterback combinations that you might see in a while.
I was always a fan of his. Belichick.
I think this is a match made in heaven.
I was very intrigued by the things that they would do schematically, and so it's funny. We watched the cut-ups, and I'm like, hey, I remember this play. It was against this year.
Let's hit them likes. Let's hit them likes, y'all. Let's get those likes up.
Because I've always been a fan. And so just being in it.
You're at Raiders Allegiance with
learning
Lunatic
the
Raider. If that's your first
details of
time
it,
here, subscribe and
having
hit that
the
like,
OTAs
please.
to grind through that, has been huge. But drawing on past experiences, it helps me. It's not like I'm starting off as a rookie. We can hit the ground running. He can say things. I'm like, yep, got it, and we can move on faster to get to other things. And so, hopefully, that'll help us. Get everything in a speedy process. But I'm still learning just like everybody else.
These hot ass
I
lights.
just asked Josh about the high percentage of participation.
Got my breakfast.
Allowing for this mandatory camp to get the ball farther down the road because of the guys. As a captain, what did you do to make sure everybody was all in with OTAs?
I think it starts with Dave and Josh just keeping the right people here, and signing the new guys. The expectation is always that we're going to be here and we're going to work. And the guys that they signed, the guys that we re-signed that are here, there's literally no other answer. It's no other thing that we would be doing besides this right now. If you want to play golf, we'll just do it after practice. Those kind of things. And so, we've spent many times doing some fun things together and dinners and all that kind of players and things like that. But it's always after the work gets done. And so, as captains, our job is really easy.
I like that.
You tell the guys, hey, this when we're going to be here, and everyone shows up. Because they're really good, professionals, and that's what they want to do.
I know you guys, worked together in the offseason a lot before the pandemic, but what's it been like being out
I like
there
that.
with Devontae?
It sounds like the whole team has
It's
bought
cool. It's
in
kind of surreal,
to what McDaniels
it's
is
been
trying
really
to
fun
do.
for us.
That's
A lot of inside
very
jokes from
good
college
news.
and things like that.
Very good news.
That just came back just like this, just being on the practice field, and we're learning each other again as well. Different. We're both in a new system.
Now, Carr's speaking on Devontae
the
Adams
system that
now.
we've been in before, so we're both learning and growing through that. Like, oh, hey, I'm going to do it like this next time. Or, hey,
Jorge C.,
so
good
we've had
morning,
some
my
fun
guy.
days.
Good morning.
We've had some
Salute.
where I'm
Thank
like,
you for
hey,
pulling
if you
up.
do that, and we kind of talk through it. And the
NorCal
relationship
Raider
is
Jesse,
hard.
thank you for
We
pulling
both-
up, man.
we both
Good
stand each
morning.
other. We both
Good
understand
morning.
each other, and we're getting better. And that part's exciting. But again, him and I, we have a long way to go, just like everybody else. We're learning. We're trying to get better, and hopefully put a good product out there. When it's time to take field.
Oh,
But
yeah.
It's just been fun to have my friend back.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone talked about green bananas, young players. Look at your offenses.
See the collage?
Some veteran players out there now.
For
Do
mini
you feel
camp?
Sense that it's kind of an older, kind of group and more mature group.
Yeah, absolutely, and the way that Josh coaches us, the level at which he's talking, and the things that he's demanding. and asking of us.
JBO21, what's up, man?
It's
Good morning.
good.
Good morning. Thank you for
Because
pulling up.
Usually, when you have a lot of young guys, the train has to slow down. And where Josh said we're going full steam ahead, and he trusts that with a veteran group of guys that have a lot of football behind them, they can pick it up and run with it. And so you definitely feel that. You can definitely sense that in the way that they coach and what they've thrown at us and what they expect from us. I mean, from day one. And so I think Josh would probably speak on it better. But for me, I feel like that has been a big advantage for us. But from a learning aspect, now from an execution standpoint, just keep working and get better at it.
Keep working.
Josh, if he prioritized the units within the offense in terms of where he'd like to do the most work. Someone told me he says it's going to take some time for you to make this offense work this year under a new system. How important is it for you? Like you said, you're learning, coming out of the quarterback room and getting with your offensive line and make sure you're in tune with them specifically. How's that work in the first month here?
Oh yeah, I mean it's new terminology. There's new words that mean new things. You basically you don't erase everything you've learned, but from a word standpoint, we're using.
I think we got something special in the works, you guys. Something very, very special is about to go down with this team this year.
And execute what Josh wants at the highest level. That's what I've always been. I told you guys, even when the other coaches have been here.
Yes, JB. I got the suds. I got the suds.
Exactly what they want. So there's a lot of work going into it. With me. With
Oh, my
Andre,
goodness.
Communication. With the running backs, I mean, it takes all 11 with how we run things. It takes everybody to be on the same page. So it's not just one group. I mean, it's all of us making sure that we're all on the same page so we can execute at the high level.
Derek, you mentioned Devontae kind of open things up with Hunter. Because obviously, Derek.
Okay, what he said is talking about you need all 11 men to do what they're supposed to do to be able to execute what they're out there trying to do. And you remember, I've been telling you guys, like the old saying goes, the machine as a whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And what that means is everything together, all 11 men together working in unison, is way better than an individual star or an individual Pro Bowler or what, you know what I mean? Like on our offense, we know we got Devontae Adams. We know there's Renfro. We know there's Waller. But all of that, that's why I like to sit back and just look at the team as a whole. Just step away real quick. Step away from the team and look at it, how it would work all together. That's what I get excited for. It's kind of like, you know how we keep talking about we want Ndamukong Suh to sign because we picture him with Max Crosby and Chandler Jones and Perryman and everything all together. That's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Is that we want to look and see. I like seeing the whole, like, how is this whole thing going to work all together? And it's like on offense, I look at it like, well, damn, if they try to double Adams, then you got Renfro. Everybody got a specific job that is expected of them out of this offense. Now, we're going to see the plays once everything kicks off regular season. But just imagine everybody, all the weapons we have, all working in unison. And our only question mark on the offense is the right side of the line at right tackle. Now, once Ziegler and McDaniels come to the conclusion of who wins that spot, then everything else is going to fall into place as far as the offensive line go. And I think that's our only concern because we know our skill positions, wide receiver, tight end, slot, and running backs, we're set. We know who our quarterback is. We know our receivers. Wide receiver number 2 is the only thing, but that will figure itself out as well. Competition is going to solve a lot of problems, you guys. Now, are there other people in free agency out there that is better than what we have? Yes. Are we going to sign them? Who knows? But if they do, you can have parts that's greater than others. But it doesn't matter how great that part is if it does not work within your system, in your scheme, within that machine. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you heard this saying before, trying to force a square peg in a round hole. You're trying to force a player into your system rather than getting a player that fits your system. Just because he's a big name, you go get him and you try to make him fit to what you're doing, and that might not be his strengths. You know what I mean? So therefore, you're hurting the team because all it takes is for one out of the 11 to not do their job, and that kills a drive, that causes a turnover. It's a lot of negative things that happens from that. So with that being said, try to look at all the pieces. Like, we know Devontae Adams is the shit, wide receiver. But imagine him part of the whole system as a whole, the offense with Carr and Renfro. And you know what? How they're gonna all. I'm telling you, the way this shit looks like it's gonna play out, this might be one of those high-powered offenses that we have not seen in a long time. You talk about Kansas City, but I mean, shit, they had fucking a couple of good, you know what I mean, players on that team offensively. But look at our weapons. I think this team has way more skill set position that are threats than what Kansas City does. Hands down. Because we don't have to pay $50 million for a quarterback and lose your best receiver because you had to trade them off. But enough of me talking. Let's get back into this, and then we'll revisit some other things that he mentioned as well. Okay.
Last year, you had Donkey on the outside. How much does that separate?
Well, we hope a lot. It doesn't matter now.
Exactly. We do it. Fear the nation. We have a chance to be prolific. That is a perfect word describing what could happen with this team. Prolific.
For that to be a successful
Man.
thing. And that's our plan, and that's what we hope. But there's still so much work to be done. Hopefully, we get everybody rolling to where it's hard to do everything. Where we can run it, we can throw it.
Listen.
He helps him, and he helps me, and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of work that needs to be done before we get into that, but you would think and you would hope that it would help those guys.
We can throw it, we can run it. This guy helps me, I help him. It's a team, a machine, like I said. Hey, we might be on the cusp of something real special, you guys. Hey,
Oh my goodness,
get ready. Get your popcorn ready.
watching him.
And your beard.
Everyone sees with his production. And, I think the cool thing to me is they're both very hard workers. I've been around some good pass rushers, Khalil and, Lamar Woodley was the same kind of mindset. Tuck was the same way. Yannick was the same way. Just hard workers, and they're great guys to be around. And I think that's one thing that sticks out with Chandler is he's really fun to be around. But at the same time, when the helmet comes on, he gets between the lines. He works extremely hard. He picked me off on the screen today. I said, Chandler, I've never seen you stop your rush like that. You always try and hit me in the chest. And he just started laughing, but it's been fun just to be around him, and watch him work and really watch him teach. The young guys, when Chandler walks in the room, all the eyes go to him because what's he going to say? How's he going to teach that move and things?
That's like that veteran leadership.
It's been cool, and I think it's been cool for Max. And I think
Chandler
Jones
Jones
has been good for Chandler. I mean, vice versa. Max is a maniac when it comes to his effort and things like that. And watching Chandler, try and chase after Max and things like, that during plays has been cool to watch them push each other.
And see, this is another thing about this offense that's really intriguing. Now I sit back and watch the moves that Ziegler and them made, free agents and undrafteds, and you notice the type of players that they went after and signed were people who will bust their ass for this game. I mean, actually go out there and work their fucking fingers to the bone just to get the playbook, just to know what they're supposed to do, just to win. And now it seems like this whole team is constructed of that type of athlete. Not a happy-go-lucky type guy like, oh, I made it to the pros. Oh, I got the bag. No, these dudes are really out here trying to perfect their profession and actually become better. And then at the same time, them becoming better makes the team better. And just have one of those motors and just play all 4 quarters until the last whistle. And if you get a whole team built of that kind of characteristic in a player, you're going to get a lot of wins. You're going to get a lot of wins.
The first time in a while where it's just football for you, like offense stuff, no contract talk, no rumors. What's that been like? Just having just the football thing be focused on your.
Yeah, I think it's been freeing. More so because I just don't have to answer it. I know.
See, he said it's been freeing. He feels free, kind of like not wearing any draws. Free balling, that kind of free.
What they're telling me in here, but then we don't tell everybody else, and we got to talk about it in here. And
free balling.
It's just nice for that stuff to be out of the way, and so we just play football. I'm sure someone will want to ask something or come up with something.
God damn it, lunatic! Calm your ass down this morning.
12 months, and it'll be fine. But for the time being in the building and just answering football questions has been nice. And really with everything we went through last year, I mean tragedy and coach leaving and things like that, and it's just because there's so much.
We're Gravy. What's up, Gravy boy? Thank you for pulling up, my guy. I love y'all, man. Hey, Raider Nation, there ain't nothing like us. I love this support, and I love the way we support everybody. You know what I mean? Shout out, Gravy. Thank you for pulling up, my guy. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Playing football, talking about football. It's actually been a lot of fun for me. I'm still a leader in those things, but I don't have to put my leadership hat on and have to be, put the right message out there, all the time when it's hard and all those kind of things. So it's been fun just to go to work and just grind. Go out, make a mistake, learn from it, go out the next day, make it better. It's just been football, and so it's been fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Do a few more. Eric, obviously you got a new QB coach. Can you just talk about what the vibe you get from Bo?
Bo's awesome. He's got the most drills I've ever seen. And it's been great because they all apply to this system, and everything that we're working, it shows up. That's big for me. I want everything that I do, just like in the past, that's how they were, everything applied to the system. Bo's the same way. Whatever we see on the practice film, he's going to show you in a drill. Look, this is the drill we did, and boom, here it's showing up. And it's been good. It's been really good for us. The relationship's great. I mean, he's really fun. I don't know if you guys have talked to him yet or not, but he's really fun to be around and talk to, and really good person. Great character. So I've just enjoyed my time with him, and we're still learning each other. And we actually installed a play that was quite similar to one I've been used to running. And I looked at Bo because I've been looking at him. Hey, what's the read on this? While Josh is coaching something else, and I looked at him on that one. I was like, Bo, I got.
Oh, and in case you don't know about Bo, he's talking about bold hardegree. the QB coach. So this is who he's talking about with all the different training type schemes and so forth that they're using. So Bo Hardegree is the QB coach of the Raiders, and this is who he's speaking of.
But I got this one. You know, we had a good laugh. So, I mean, just the relationship is building from that aspect of him getting my personality and me understanding his. And it's been really fun. He's the same guy every day and super smart. So I can ask him questions and, you know, his answers are rock solid and he's on it. So it's been good.
Question that doesn't deal with your contract, but your tight end is one who would like a new contract. You've talked about Hunter before.
Yep.
I assume, has Darren changed?
Hey,
Is he
Robert
the same
Pena.
guy? Obviously, you want to keep him in the fold.
You not the only
I mean,
one, man.
The way that I've talked about
Carr
this,
ain't
but the
just
way
your
that
quarterback.
Max, myself, and Devontae did things was
You see what I
hopefully to
mean?
make sure it was okay for everyone
He
else
ain't
to
just yours.
accomplish
He's
what they need to
ours.
accomplish. And so,
Boy, we about to
when
get to
your
the
leaders
promised
and
land this
the
year.
guys that are
We got
supposed to be leaders
Moses.
in
We
the
gonna
locker
call
room
him
showing, like,
Moses.
hey, guys,
We got
making
Moses as our
sacrifices
quarterback.
along the
Boy,
way
he about to
to
split the Red Sea.
make it good for everyone else.
Which
Now,
split the
now
Red
the
Sea,
agents,
Kansas City, because that's
their
the
deal, and
previous
Dave, that's
winner
between
of the
all them and Tom
AFC
and all those
West.
guys.
We're
But
gonna split
you
the
know, we've
sea
tried to put out there like
and
we
lead
are
our
trying to
people
make
to
an
freedom.
effort to keep everybody.
We
You know,
about to
you know,
get the
when
Super
last
Bowl.
time when I
You
signed my
feel me?
contract,
Oh my
I didn't know, I
God.
didn't think about
We
those
about to
things, and
split the
then I
Red
just
Sea.
assumed it would be
Okay,
all
let me
right.
shut the
And Khalil
fuck up.
Gone is one of my best friends. I was like, dang, I
Lunatic,
never
please
want to
shut
see
the
that
fuck up.
again.
Let the
So
rest of the Raider
make
Nation
sure this
please listen
time
to the interview.
that
Okay,
will
I'm
never
sorry.
be a problem. They can talk about anything else, but that's not going to be something they talk about where it's not possible to do something. And so hopefully those things get done. You know, but you know, I'll leave that to Darren, his people, and Hunter and his people, and our guys. You know, I'm sure they're all talking.
Okay,
all
I was
working on
talking when this
how to
happened. I'm gonna go back a little bit.
I didn't think about those things, and then we talked about this. But the way that Max, myself, and Devontae did things was, you know, hopefully to make sure it was okay for everyone else to.
He's talking about the extensions and the contracts that him, Max Crosby, and Chandler Jones signed for the Raiders to be able to do it in a way where there's going to be money that they can use to sign other players as well. So now let's take off from there, and then you'll listen.
Accomplish what they need to accomplish. And so, you know, when your leaders and the guys that are supposed to be leaders in the locker room are showing like, hey guys, we're making sacrifices to hopefully, you know, make it good for everyone else. Now the agents, that's their deal. And, you know, Dave, that's between all them and Tom and all those guys. But, you know, we've tried to put out there, like, we're trying to make an effort to, you know, keep everybody, you know, when last time when I signed my contract, I didn't think about those things, and then I just assumed it would be all right. And then Khalil's gone. It's one of my best friends. I was like, dang, I never want to see that again. And so I made sure this time that won't ever be a problem. They can talk about anything else, but that's not going to be something they talk about where it's not
Michael
possible
Guerrero,
to do
thank you for
something.
pulling up,
And
man.
so
Appreciate it, man. Good
hopefully
morning
those
to
things
you.
get done. You know, but you know, I'll leave that to Darren, his people, and Hunter and his people, and our guys. You know, I'm sure they're all talking. They're all working on how do they make it happen. You know, because so far all the momentum has been so positive, and it's been so great to be in the building with this new staff and with our team. So hopefully all that stuff takes care of itself.
It obviously wasn't about your job. Everybody knows that. But what were your thoughts when you heard Colin was getting a tryout here and getting the Raiders?
Well, I know Colin. You know, I've known Colin, you know, since our days, you know, playing in the WAC conference, which is no longer a thing. My gray hairs may start to, you know, make a point for that. But
all right, so that's basically about the team that Carr was talking about. He was getting ready to talk about Kaepernick, but he has nothing to do with us either signing Kaepernick or not. They was just asking him. He felt Kaepernick was a nice guy and that he is a locker room type guy. So with that being said, but what we're going to listen to now, though, the person everybody want to hear from, who that is, who that lunatic? It's the tight end. The tight end, who that? You don't know who the tight end of the Raiders is? Which one, man? We got more than one. Waller, Darren Waller. Oh, Darren Waller. Let that motherfucker speak then. Hey, watch your mouth this morning, man. We got kids listening. I don't give a fuck. Hey.
Oh my God.
He be like, what the hell is wrong with him? He talking to himself on the live. That wasn't me. Oh my God, man. Pyro, what's up with it, man? Thank you for pulling up for real. All right, this is Darren Waller.
Yeah, I just focus on enjoying it while I'm here, whether I'm here 10 years or who knows how long, just being present here. And, my agent's job is to do that stuff. And I just focus on the football part, because if you don't focus on football and your mind's elsewhere, you got to be locked in. It's professional. So I try to be a professional every day.
Darren, this offense has done a lot for tight ends and spotlighting them. I'm curious, now that you've gotten to see, you've looked at a playbook, what are your early thoughts just about being in this offense, please?
I'm excited. It's asking me to do a lot of things. We watched a lot of tape of, Rob Gronkowski running wild from just old New England clips and stuff like that. So it's exciting to see.
Pyro, my guy, man. Hey, thank you for pulling up, man. Early in the morning at it, man. You already know the grind never stops. Hey, thank you for pulling up, though, for real, for real. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. Thank you for pulling up, everybody, man. I appreciate it. Let me stop this real quick. And for you guys who are here for the very first time, you are always welcome Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. This is the Good Morning Raider Nation live podcast with yours truly, Lunatic Raider, the channel, Raiders Allegiance. Please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit the like, and hit that notification bell too. Please do that. Now let's get back into Darren Waller and what he talking about. I'm John Lee with that one.
Having each other on the field with one another game out when it comes to getting less focus.
Yeah, I guess it makes defenses make decisions probably. If they keep those to me, then that's fine. Have single cover Devontae Adams if you want to, or Hunter Renfrow. So
you hear that
I feel like it helps us out. We can all compliment off each other. And I feel like, somebody like Josh.
Like he said, double cover Devontae Adams or Renfrow. Go ahead and find out what's going to happen.
Jacobs and
we going to get in that ass like an enema.
Too, because if they want to play a lot of zone, it opens up things in the run game. So I feel like it allows the entire offense to complement.
Wake and bake.
Somebody demands attention.
I'm going off of that. Obviously, the double team helped about 100 guys open a lot last year. Now you add a guy like Devontae. I guess his presence, along with you guys, probably on one side. Just
fuck that hat, man. Let my bald head sweat.
Yeah, it does. Hunter is shifty as can be, like underneath, and then you got people trying to, keep you from taking the top off with Devontae, and whatever they may try to do against me is like Hunter is as good as anybody can get at slipping in between zones and making a linebacker or somebody in that area on him miss. I don't think there's very many people that are better than him at doing that. So I feel like people like Devontae and I help him to just be able to just take over underneath and have a field day.
This team is going to be deadly.
Overcame last year,
deadly.
10 games, making the playoffs, pushing the Bengals almost to overtime. Adding who you guys have added this year, do you feel like expectations are at a heightened level coming into this offseason and going into the training?
Yeah, I do believe they are, and as they should be. Who wouldn't want the expectations to be high, because like you said, we feel like the character was developed last year. And you add talent to the mix, a mixture of talent and character, and I feel like that's what allows you to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So I feel like we welcome those expectations.
You talk about the positives of all these great, talented players. I know it's a cliche, but on a serious level, is there enough balls to go around for everybody that these great players that have succeeded?
He asking Waller, is there enough balls to go around for everybody? Well, I would hope so, because everybody got two of them, I think.
So much in the NFL, is that going to work?
Right. Yeah, no, that's a good question, because it's like, you see an NBA team, remember like when the Heat got the big three, it's like the first year, it may not click like the way they wanted to, because it's like it takes chemistry. It works great on like Madden and 2K, but it's like, guys gotta accept roles and know, okay, this is the situations that I invest in, and then just bring a certain.
I can't wait to YouTube pay me on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday also. Shout out, Michael.
Level of unselfishness to the table.
Oh my goodness.
Everything we do is about the team. Certain guys, we've accomplished individual things on our own, and now it's like, okay, how do we, maybe sacrifice that a little bit to help, the collective achieve what they want to achieve.
Yeah, they all about to eat. You already know, Fear, for real.
You see yourself kind of as a established as a team leader and kind of have a voice now that people?
Yeah, I feel like I'm finding my role as a leader. I feel like I don't know. There's a story that I was told about it's like wolves, and it's like how a wolf can like lead from the back. You don't always have to be in the front, like giving the speech and being like Ray Lewis to be a leader. Because I'm more quiet than that. I'm a little more reserved. So it's like I can see somebody that may be struggling with something in the offense or may have had a bad play and they may hang their head, but just like, trying to give them an encouraging word or be the first one to give them a high five when they make a good play, just little things like that and keeping them even keeled because, it's a lot of pressure on us. It's a lot of things that can make us high or make us low, but just try to stay in the middle.
And I know right now you guys don't have a tight end coach, but you've been doing a lot with Nick Lombardi and doing a lot of receiver drills. Just what's your first thoughts of Nick Lombardi as your new offensive coordinator?
Great teacher, a man that's on the details, a man that has a great spirit about him. He's very excited to teach us and to go out there and be.
Michael, don't ask him why rap. You're going to hurt his feelings, man. I'm telling you, he don't need a rap. He just need to catch balls. Pause. Oh, I got bars. He need to catch balls. Pause. But yeah, we was tripping off of him Saturday night. His video. I mean, I can't knock a man for trying to be creative and create art, whether it's music, pictures, or whatnot. But sometimes God gave you only one ability. He didn't expect you to be able to have the ability to be a hellified tight end in the NFL and then turn around and fuck it off by having bars that ain't bars. Bars of soap. That's what he had. Bars of soap.
There's love behind it. There's good energy behind it. So, especially the tight end room, we think very highly
shit.
Around him the most, but I feel like everybody has that respect for him.
Darren, how hard or how easy has it been to wrap your mind around everything that's happened in this organization over the past 12 calendar months?
It's a lot. A lot of thoughts swirling around. A lot of people that, you build relationships with that, are no longer here. And then you try to build new relationships with people, learn a new offensive system. It's a lot, but I mean, that's the league that we play in. And we just have to accept it. And there's a lot of things to be excited about as well.
One nation.
New coaches, new staff, new players.
One nation.
Are great people. And, just try to stay in the present moment as much as possible. And like I said, don't get too high, don't get too low off things that happen. And you can weather any kind of storm.
And then real quickly, what does Rob Gronkowski gone wild look like? Because he kind of puts that persona out there anyway, but if you're describing him in an offense, what does that look like to you?
Ups the seams, over routes, catching short passes and just blowing through people. I mean, catching fade balls on the outside. I mean, he's lined up everywhere doing everything, really.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Darren.
Yep.
All right. So that was Darren Waller speaking and basically like he broke down. And we all know this. The nation knows this shit already. That's why I said when you look at the offense as a whole, we got so many weapons on here. And when all that shit is executed correctly and they all work in sync with each other, this is going to be an offense that, let's be honest. I mean, of course, I'm a homer because Raiders is my team. So I'm going to vouch for them. But when was the last time that you guys remember in recent history, right, with the Raiders, that we were this loaded with weapons on offense? I'm talking about this loaded. Like Devontae Adams, Renfro, Waller, Josh Jacobs, loaded. So when you figure, see, here's another thing I look at. You remember last year when we came out 3-0. We came out 3-0 at the beginning of the season, right? And we were scoring. But our defense wasn't really doing shit because all those games came down to like the last score type shit. When are we and I think the defense could be fixed this year. Not could be. I think it's in better hands this year with Patrick Graham than it was with you-know-who. Like I said, I don't want to mention his name because I don't want to put a jinx on us, but you-know-who, that's with the Colts now. And I think Patrick Graham has a better grasp of defense because he's not pigeonholed into being 3-4, 4-3, 4-2-5. And yes, there is a 5-2 and a 3-3-5. People say the 3-3-5 is still a nickel package. We'll get into all that anyway. There's a couple of nickel packages the way some teams go about putting personnel on the field. And it deals with, in order to get 5 corners, you have to take either a linebacker or a lineman off the field. And like we do a 4-3. Well, not a 4-3. In the nickel, it's a 4. What they said it was 4-2-5, right? So we go 4 linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 secondary players, right? But a lot of teams don't like taking. Well, not a lot of teams. Some teams don't like replacing a linebacker with a corner. You know what I mean? So you're going from a 4-3 to a 4-2-5 in a nickel package. Some teams, what they do is leave the linebackers alone and take a lineman and replace them with a corner. So now you're a 3-3-5 in the nickel package. It's kind of confusing if you don't know defenses, but it's just another way of substituting your personnel to go ahead and get the 5 corner safeties out there on the field at one time. So you can go a 4-2-5 or a 3-3-5. It's different ways of being able to manage a nickel package. But anyway, and the one thing that I really like about this team, you guys, we look at, like, we're talking about the offense now with the weapons we have, but imagine how, and that's why I got off into the defense, but I jumped ahead a little too fast. Imagine how good the defense will become going up against this offense every day at practice. Come on now. It's going to sharpen their skills because you're playing against some good players on this offense. Right now, our offense is probably better than our defense, but after camp, we might have to revisit this conversation. We might have to revisit and see how much is this offense better than this defense, because the defense might catch up, because you're going to have to go out there and do it day in and day out in practice, going up against this offense, the defense that is, and you're going to learn as you go. You know what I mean? Repetition is exactly what this defense is going to get against this offense. And they're going to need that shit. But if they get that good against our offense, there is no offense in this league that defense will not be able to face. That is the thing that we're trying to get to as far as iron sharpening iron. Let the offense make the defense great. If we can get the offense and defense on the same level, production-wise, ain't nobody fading us. Ain't nobody fading us at all, for real. Man, I'm telling you. They're not going to fade us. Because there's no other what other offenses in this league, and try to step away from being a Raider fan for a minute and just be a football fan and look at the weapons that they have. Now, I know we have question marks at right tackle and right guard, right? That's going to figure itself out. That's only 2 out of 11 on starting lineup on offense. That will figure itself out because there's a shitload of depth for those positions that somebody's going to be better than the rest of them to get the starting nod. You know what I mean? But look throughout the team, out the league. What team really has as many weapons as we do? That really has that many weapons. I'm gonna tell you what the Raiders remind me of. I'm gonna tell you what team they remind me of. And correct me if I'm wrong, but let's go back a little bit and compare teams that were loaded. And do you remember the Super Bowl winning St. Louis Rams? Marshall Faulk, Ricky Proehl. Remember how loaded they were at wide receiver, running back? And they were like throwing up points, and they called them the greatest show on turf because they played on turf. But boy, Kurt Warner, they were loaded with skilled positions on that damn team. You know what I mean? And it was like one of those teams that it was hard to kind of defend because you try to stop the run, Marshall Faulk will eat that ass up. And he can catch out the backfield as well. You try to stop Marshall Faulk, they had 3 receivers out there that, okay. You know what I mean? It's like, damn. And I think this team is on that cusp. And the reason why I say cusp is because we have not played a game yet with a Devontae Adams playing with a Renfro and a Waller and Carr in the offensive line all together collectively. That's why I was telling you earlier about the machine as a whole. This team has not played together with all those parts together. And we knew last year that we were lacking a number one receiver. So what did Ziegler, as they call it, Mick Ziegler, what did Mick Ziegler go out there and do? Go get us the best wide receiver in the league. So with that being said, you got the number one receiver in the league on your team now. And I brought this up to Salt and Mirror. We was on Salt and Mirror show, and I was like, let's go through and look at our skill positions. And let's look at the rating. How would you rank them in the league? So we go Davante Adams. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how this came down too. We went to Davante Adams, and we like, out of a scale of 1 to 10, where does Davante rank? And we said number 1. Okay, so that's one number 1 player on this offense. Then you go to slot receiver, Renfrow. Out of all the slots in the league, is Renfrow considered top 10? Yes. So that's 2 top 10 receivers on your team. Then we went to Waller. Is Waller, out of all the tight ends in the league, is he ranked in the top 10? Yes. That is another top 10 receiving threat on your offense. And then we can even go to Carr, and we can go to Josh Jacobs. Is Josh Jacobs, would you consider him top 10? And if he wasn't top 10, is he just right outside of top 10? Out of 32 teams, if he ain't top 10, he'll be top 12. That's your running back. Your quarterback. Would Derek Carr be top 10? I think Derek Carr is top 10. It's got to go by stats, individual stats, to rank an individual. Now, when you get to talking about playoffs and Super Bowls, you can't just solely put that on the quarterback, because it is a team effort that wins you Super Bowls and playoff games. That's a fact. I remember when Michael Jordan said with Chicago Bulls, after that, they asked, is he the GOAT? Is him or LeBron the GOAT? And they was like bringing up rings. He said, well, when you bring up rings, that's not an individual stat. Rings is a team stat. Now, we could talk about who's the greatest team of all time when you talk about NBA championship rings, but you can't talk individually with rings when it's a team sport. And that made perfect sense. So you go into the NFL, and it's like, Carr doesn't have a playoff win. He does not have a Super Bowl win or appearance, but yet his individual stats say otherwise to rank him top 10 amongst quarterbacks. So now, with that being said, you look at our offense. We have top 10 wide receiver at number 1, top 10 slot, top 10 tight end, top 10 quarterback, top 10 running back. Out of 11 fucking players, 5 of them sons of bitches is top 10. Boy, if this team ain't prolific, as my guy Fear said, if this team is not prolific, damn it, we're damn near. You know what I mean? We're damn near. And I'm telling you, once they get this offensive line solidified and understand who's going to be exactly at every position starting, this team is done on offense. And we know the depth is there. They went out and got a shitload of wide receivers. We got a shitload of running backs. We got a shitload of offensive linemen. What else we need on the offense? They went out there and got everything this team needs on offense. Everything. Didn't leave anything out at all. Now, defense, we got to see how that unfolds. Can we get as excited about the defense as we are with the offense? We shall soon see. But like I said, even with the defense we have and nobody really knows, there's a lot of question marks as far as who's going to fill out the roster. Are these guys that we signed any good? But they got to face our offense every practice. If you can't get good from facing our offense every practice, you the fuck don't need to be in the NFL. Fuck no. You need to direct people to their seats at the game, or learn how to pour beer from the tap without making it foam up. That's what you need to do. Because if you can't get better by facing the best in front of you in practice every day, where no other team is facing that same offense but you, and you can't get better? Pack your bags. Hit the road, Jack. For real, for real. Hey, I like Carr. You can't say nothing bad about Carr. And if you do, you must have had a fucked up childhood. You know what I mean? Because this dude is solid. He thinks about his teammates first. He's the first at practice, the last to leave. He busts his ass. He doesn't want to play for no other team than a Raider. But yet they got people that ridicule this dude because he ain't won the big championship. But it's not all his fault. And they say, oh, you keep saying it's not his fault. That motherfucker's not on the field by himself. That's why I said it got to be a machine as a whole. If the offensive line ain't blocking, he ain't going to be able to throw. If the receivers ain't catching, he ain't going to complete a pass. If the run game ain't working, you become one-dimensional, and they're going to be doubling every motherfucking body out there that's out there flanked out or whatever the fuck they're doing, and they're going to stop our go-to guys because the run game is non-existent. Everything works. There's going to be no play-action pass because fuck the run. Everything works together. It's not just Carr. Carr don't catch his own pass. He don't block for himself to get time to throw. He doesn't run the ball to get yardage to make teams be like, oh shit, we can't double the receivers no more. Let's stack the box. And that's exactly the problem this offense is going to provide to these other defenses. They're going to force you to do some shit that you might not be built to do it. So just imagine Patrick Graham is looking at these defenses we're facing, right, with this offense. Well, not Patrick Graham. I'm saying as far as McDaniels. McDaniels is looking at these defenses that our offenses are going to face, right? Say you got a team coming in and maybe their strength is defending the pass, but hella weak against the run. Well, if that's the case, we're going to run until the cows come home. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Just run it down their throat. Then when they want to adjust and try to get help in the box, we're going to eat their ass up man to man. It don't matter how good your pass defense is. If you have no help against what we have on offense, good luck. Good luck, buddy. You might have to switch your occupation because you about to get abused for real. You're going to get abused at anyone, at any point, at any time. Waller's the perfect mismatch. He's big enough where a team might want to put a linebacker on him, but he's faster than any linebacker. So linebacker's going to get left. So then a team might try to adjust, well, shit, we're just going to have to try to put a corner on him. Corner ain't going to be as big as he is. Even their tallest corner ain't going to be as big as Waller. So them 50-50 balls is him all day. You know what I mean? So it's like you're damned if you do or damned if you don't with Waller. Waller's a mismatch regardless. Then you look at Renfrow. Renfrow is like the Allen Iverson of football. He's breaking ankles coming off the line of scrimmage. And it don't matter if you put 2 or 3 on them. It's not going to matter because they all going to get their... The way this motherfucker switched directions like on a dime. What? Pay attention to Renfrow coming off the line of scrimmage. Watch how he moves. This man goes from one direction to the next without even like a stutter step or nothing. It's just bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean? And it's like the defender way over here and he's off this way, 5-yard gap, bam, you hit him. And now we get to Mr. Davante Adams. The guy who's route running and coming off the line is just as good. Just as good. And got some speed to him. Don't think he don't. I mean, if you don't know, Carr and Davante Adams was killing it deep at Fresno State. They were killing it. I'm talking about, go look at their highlight reel. Go look at Carr and Davante Adams highlight. You know what? I got this shit. Let me show you what these guys was doing. And I guarantee you they're going to reenact this shit. It's almost, man, this shit is almost unfair to think about the advantage that our offense will have against other defenses. You know what I mean? It's kind of unfair because, yes, it's on paper. They're not out there doing shit yet, but they will be. They will be, and a lot of questions will be answered. Oh shit, I went to the wrong. That's the wrong. God dang it. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all this video real quick because I'm telling you, we need to get Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. That's the old episodes. That's damn Hall of Fame induction, top 5 wide receivers, state of the new Raiders regime. Watch this shit, man. I watched these cats play, man, and I'm like, if Carr and Devontae Adams can reconnect like they did at Fresno State, thank God our color scheme is black, so we can go to every game wearing black because we going to somebody's funeral, and it ain't us. It ain't our funeral. It's going to be them other dudes on the sideline. You know what I mean? They going to get the business. They are going to get the business, for real. Let's see. Derek Carr, State of the Shield. Why I ain't got the shit on, Oh, that's the cat. Okay, I see that shit now. Oh, because I got more videos down here. Oh, I found the game code. Okay, you guys. Before I even get to that, yeah, we'll go ahead and do the. I found the cards now, though. I found the cards of the rookies that we got. But anyway, the Devontae Adams and Carr connection, dude. I'm going out on a limb to say this shit, okay? So I mean, I might get ridiculed. I might get stoned, not with no greenery, but I might get stoned with some real rocks. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and tell you exactly what's about to happen with Carr Devontae Adams. Dude, don't think I'm overdoing it because I'm a Raider fan, but I'm just looking at the potential. Do you remember? And I got reason to believe this too. And we're going to go to that after this in a minute. Remember when Randy Moss was with Culpepper in Minnesota? How many times they went deep and was successful? Bingo! That's when I'm comparing that shit. I'm comparing it right now. Yes, I am. I'm comparing that shit right now. That's exactly what's going on. For real, for real. You trade Jacobs since we got a lot of... Now, look. Now, Jorge, see, look. This is what I talked about this yesterday morning, too. This is what my concern is. I would not necessarily trade Jacobs as of yet. Because look at it this way. Since we got all these running backs, and I'm knowing, deep down inside, I know Zamir White is the heir apparent to Josh Jacobs at that running back position. But here's what happens. You have a rookie who, in his career, has had 2 torn ACLs. 1 in each knee. Now, the most recent one, give him, you got to give him credit. Well, not credit, but you got to pay attention, is that the most recent one was 4 years ago. 4 years is a long time, and he's been playing football each and every one of those years after that. The first one was 5 years ago. And generally, when an athlete tears an ACL, they give you a 2-year window from the time you tore it after surgery, and they kind of like, they're on eggshells within that 2 years because they want to make sure that it doesn't re-tear or whatnot, or you overcompensate and tear the other. It's been 4 years since the last ACL tear he has. Now, that's a confident, that's a booster in confidence, with him. But at the same time, no one knows when an ACL tears. When it happens, it happens. It ain't like, you know what I mean? Oh, he got bad gas. His ACL about to go out. It ain't no precursor to this shit. You know what I mean? So his rehab went well. He did not re-injure the knees, any one of the knees again. He has played football since those happened, but it's still in the back of your mind that it had happened. So if you got rid of Josh Jacobs, right, say Zamir White goes down, and you make Zamir White your starter, and he goes down with injury. Are you satisfied with his backup? Who's his backup? Bolden? Are you as comfortable with Bolden as you are with Josh Jacobs? That's where we get into the little gray area as far as, do you trade him? Do you keep him? The only way that I would be willing to trade Josh Jacobs is in the preseason. There's another back besides Zamir White who can carry the load. And I'm not talking about 30 carries a game. I'm talking about being able to get out there, work in the system, and do what they're supposed to do, and would be a viable backup to Zamir just in case something bad had happened. Now, if there's somebody else on this roster with the running backs we have, Britton Brown, I don't know. From UCLA, we don't know. That's why I'm so excited for the preseason. Every question mark we have for undrafteds and free agents, we're going to have answered in the preseason. And we got 4 preseason games since we're playing in the Hall of Fame game. So that's 4 times that these guys are going to be acclimated to what we got going on. We're going to see the separation. The players that, the pretenders from the contenders. The contenders are going to make the team. The pretenders ain't. Some of them will make the practice squad. You try to coach them up, develop them. Then they could be a piece in the near future, next year or whatnot. You know what I mean? Or they can come in during the season if somebody goes down and be able to take over and not skip a beat. But do we trade Jacobs? I thought at first I said, yeah, trade him, get the money off his contract. You get like $2 million if you trade him now, and get some draft picks. But you don't have to. Don't have to trade him. You can let him walk after this year. But since Josh Jacobs was a first-round draft pick, there's no fifth-year option. If he walks and signs with somebody else, you will get compensation, called a compensatory pick. So you still get a draft pick without trading him. So you don't have to. Just sit back, see how this. You never know. Maybe Josh Jacobs and Zamir White becomes a 2-headed monster that's like so fucking vicious. It's like, the Raiders be like, we need to keep Josh Jacobs because them two together is killing shit. We'll let Drake go, but we'll keep White and keep Jacobs in that backfield because, man, can't nobody stop them. If you get that kind of combination out of these two and you put them in a live action game, and they really kill it, I might think about re-signing Josh Jacobs. Now, not for no 10, 9, 8 million. You know what I mean? He's only making 3.7 this year. So maybe 5 million. 5 million, why not? Zamir White getting $705,000. So you figure that's going to, compensate each other out. It ain't like what they're paying Drake and Jacobs right now. Drake and Jacobs right now, they're damn near $7 million a game. If not $7 million. I mean, a game. $7 million a year. This year together combined, Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs is about $7 million. Whereas Josh Jacobs and Zamir White combined is about about 4.4 million. See the difference? It's cheaper to go with those two. Let Kenyon go. You can re-sign Josh Jacobs at about $5 million if he accepts it, 5 or 6. That's fine. Especially with Zamir White, like I said, with $705,000. You add that to mix, now your 1-2 combination. You know what I mean? So it depends. And you got to factor in the fact that most likely every year, now that we have C-19 behind us, you're going to probably get about $20 million a year in salary cap each year because the league was at the all-time low. They took away $20 million from the cap because of C-19. And then After that year, this year, it jumps up to 208. It went up 20-something million. I expect it to go up another 20 million next year. These TV deals kick in. All this shit kicks in. You got fans packing the stadiums again. It changes the whole dynamic. The salary cap is going to keep going up because now you're getting into an area where there's a lot of money being generated with Thursday Night Football, with Amazon. You're getting Apple TV and them getting involved. You're getting all kind of money. And that money goes to the cap to help to every team and makes the cap go up. I'm guessing that next year they estimate about, I think they said 215 to 220. They expect the cap to go. I'll say even more. No, 220, 225. I say 230. I think it'll jump up about 22 million. It's 208 this year. I think another 22 million, if not more. It all depends. But I think us, the fans, are so thirsty and hungry for football to be able to go into the stadiums without being vaccinated and wearing a mask that, well, here in Vegas, I know it is. I don't know how the other states get down. Now, people are not going to be selling their tickets on Ticketmaster as a resale. They're going to keep it for themselves as Raider fans. See, a lot of fans didn't go to the game because of the restrictions. Now those restrictions are lifted. We're in there full force. Remember how we was looking at games last year and the year before, and it seemed like some of the games there was more of the visiting team fans than us? That's what happens. That's what happens when that situation happens. You get people that don't want to get vaccinated, which is their right, so they can't get into the game, so they sell their tickets, and the people buying their tickets are fans of the other team. So they get in there deep. But now that all that is lifted, now the people who own the PSLs and the tickets don't have to sell the tickets and risk the chance of a visiting team fan base buying your ticket to come to the game. Now we're going to be in there deep. Now we're going to be like sold out type deep. Because they said there was a lot of tickets that, what if you're a season ticket holder and you're not vaccinated, you didn't go to the game last year, you tried to sell your ticket, but nobody bought it at the price you were selling it for. Then nobody went. So those seats were empty. See what happens? Now there will not be a seat empty. You know what I mean? There will be people buying shit from the concession, going, shit, you leave out the game, you going down to Raider Image and buying jerseys and all that other shit. Money is generated. You getting the fan base excited again. You know what I mean? You get these big TV deals. So now money is getting spread out to 32 teams. The cap goes up. Every year the cap goes up. So now you can put more money towards, and we got Carr's taken care of, Crosby's taken care of, Chandler's taken care of, and we're still 22.5 under the cap, right? So you take care of Renfro and Waller, right? Take care of everybody this season under the cap. Now imagine this. You go in the next season, the cap does go up 20 plus. Now you got an extra 20 million. You go in free agency and do what the hell you want. But there's going to be more money than just 20 million, because from what I looked at with over the cap, they said that only 116 million of our team is committed to the cap next year. So if the cap is 208 now and it possibly can go to 230, and you got 116 you're paying out. Oh shit. That's 114 million you got to play with. You got 114 to play with. I'm telling you, next, and we got a shitload of draft picks. They know what they're doing in the front office, you guys. They know what they're doing. So I'm solid. I'm confident. I like the direction we're going. We're creating something that makes us more than just a one-year contender. They're putting us into potentially putting us into the talk of being, I don't want to say it, but you have to be positive. So you're being put into the category of being a potential dynasty. That's a better way of saying it. A potential dynasty. Because all your key factors are in place. They're all under contract. Max Crosby, a key figure on defense. Chandler Jones, key figure on defense. Colton Miller, key figure on offense. Carr, key figure on offense. Devontae Adams, key figure on offense. And you got Waller and Renfro to take care of. key figures on offense. And then all you have to do is go into the draft and knock that shit out the park with all your draft picks. You know what I mean? You go out there and you fill in the rest of your roster next year in the draft and free agency because you'll have the money and you got the picks to finish off this roster and bam, the finished product. So this year, if we do hella good this year, say we do make it to the AFC championship, but we lose. Just say, I'm not saying that's going to happen. We're going to win it this year, but let's just say we go to the AFC championship and lose. Next year, motherfuckers in trouble. They in trouble. We got shit lined up. The stars is aligned for 2023, and the Super Bowl will be here in Las Vegas, so we'll be at home. Let us dominate next year where we never leave home in the playoffs. Not even the Super Bowl. If we're a number 1 seed next year, not this year, we got to learn how to get to that next year. This is the learning process this year. But we do have a playoff team to go ahead and start off from. It ain't like we're starting off with the number 1 overall pick because we only won 2 games and draft Jamarcus Russell. Sorry to remind y'all. But we're starting off, Josh McDaniels and them is starting off with a playoff team with 10 wins. And you added pieces around what we already had. So if we can't get from 10 wins to 12, 2 more wins, that's going to be hard. I don't care what the pundits say. This team is better this year than they were last year. So 12 wins is nothing. That's 2 more wins. We could have had 12 wins last year because some of those games, the way they ended was so close and we lost, we could have won the games too. You know what I mean? So 12 wins ain't shit. Next year, you add 2 on to that, 14 wins. Now you're getting into the conversation of first round or number 1 seed and first round bye and never leaving home for the playoffs or the Super Bowl. Shit is aligned up. Believe you me, I'm telling y'all. You know what I mean? I'm telling y'all. Hey, shout out Michael Guerrero. Hey, great show, but I got great people that partake in this show. So like I said, you know what? Matter of fact, I am done. We will be here tomorrow morning. We got a whole nother day today dealing with mandatory minicamp. And we're going to discuss this tomorrow morning as well. So I like to thank you guys. I don't want to run too long because I got to get some sleep because I got to go to work again tomorrow. Or shit, it's tomorrow already. Tonight, I got to go to work tonight. But I'll be here tomorrow morning. But, man, thank you guys. All you guys who have been here to support me, I salute you for real. To those that are watching and this is your first time here, all I ask for you to do, and I'm going to keep saying this because I'm trying to grow this channel, and I'm growing it with our fan base. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and knock the hell out of that notification bell so you can be notified of all the content I release, even breaking news. I got a lot of good stuff in the works for this channel. I do hope you guys come back and visit, take part in all the live podcasts that I have, as well as the shows I'm working on for the channel. There's a lot of big things going on, you guys. So not just the Raiders team, but the content creators. We got shit going. You know what I mean? But I salute each and every one of you guys. Thank you for pulling up. And like I always say, without you, there's no me. And without us, there's no nation. There's only one nation, the Raider Nation. You already know. So with that being said, may you guys enjoy your guys' Wednesday. I hope you have a blessed day. Everything goes smooth. And please, pull back up tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, same channel, Raiders Allegiance, with your host, Lunatic Raider. We're going to discuss all things mandatory minicamp. We're going to talk about stuff that we read about and hear about that's standing out at the camps. Find out what's going on with Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is not holding out, by the way. He's dealing with a minor injury. He did all of his work indoors yesterday. And I kind of figured that. I'm figuring it's kind of might be a hamstring. You know what I mean? Maybe he started feeling a little tweak in the hamstring and they shut him down before it became something problematic. Because with running backs, I know I used to be a running back before Pop Warner in high school. Hamstrings is the number one thing you got to worry about because it just takes a little to tweak and then you'll be out for a while trying to just, rehab that shit back. But it is what it is. So we'll keep an eye on Josh Jacobs and see how he's doing, as well as other players that's at camp doing their thing. So with that being said, man, enjoy your Wednesday. I love each and every one of you guys. Go Raiders. Raiders. You already know. It's only one nation, Raider Nation, you guys. So take care. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Be there. Same Raider channel, same Raider time. I'm out.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it.
How about it, you creep, you lunatic?